This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fighters and William Hill. Delighted to be joined with Big Mo. I had to stick to my word, man. I let you down in Bournemouth, but we're here at York Hall today. How's things, mate? How you been?
So we haven't talked about this. Lewis Hart. That's a damn good name. I would love to introduce that name, Lewis Hart. But thank you for taking time. I appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. We're here. I said to you before, this is British boxing culture, mate. You're cool. You flew over the pond, mate, and you're here. You can now officially call yourself, you're one of the top MCs in the world now after this.
I appreciate that, man. No, it's cool to be here. I've heard about the history of this place. I've been excited to announce here, but there's one downside. It is hot as shit in here. No AC. It's okay, though. It's going to be real hot tomorrow. I only packed a tuxedo, so I might be sweating up there a little bit, but I'm really excited. It's an honor to be here.
Well, the heat ain't only going to be from York Hall. The heat will be thrown in the ring tomorrow. We've got a good card. Frazer Clarke, main event against Mariusz Wach. Bit disappointed we've seen another sort of pull out. I mean, BOXXER can't seem to they can't buy their luck for anything at the moment. Seeing a lot of sort of fights falling off, but nevertheless, it's still good that we've got a still good card, even though the main event's fallen out.
Well, I've always said, this sport is full of adversity. Whether you're a fighter, whether you're a promoter, whether you're whoever. And unfortunately, boxers had to deal with some injuries. We saw Azim pull out because of an injury. I actually kind of saw his hand yesterday. It's kind of messed up. And then obviously Liam Smith got injured, and you can't control any of that. So hats off to BOXXER for keeping the show on. I think a lot of promoters would just shut it off. But they said, no, we want to keep it going. Luckily, Frazer Clarke need this 10-rounder. Give him a main event. Give him this historic venue. Give him 10 rounds. I think it's great. I actually think it worked out pretty well.
100%. When we look at Frazer Clarke, after sort of all the things with the purse bids, how big is it now that he goes out and makes a statement? Then we could potentially see him finally getting that shot at the British where it's even a bigger fight now after sort of all the drama that surrounded it.
Well, I think, look, a lot of the conversation has been around Frazer needing rounds, right? He's been in a lot of fights, and he's stopped his opponents early. We put him in fights with Bogdan Dinu. We didn't know that Bogdan Dinu was not going to get up off the stool after one round. We've tried to put him in these fights, and he's walked through his opponents, which is a good and a bad thing. Good thing is he's walking through his opponents, he's impressing. Bad thing is that as you develop as a professional, in the same way that you would in any sport, you need that experience, you need those rounds, you need to train for that type of a fight. So I'm really, really excited for Frazer to get the reps that he needs and get these rounds that he's really been craving. Look, Frazer's a fighter, man, and I'm confident to say that he could be the British champion sooner rather than later. But I'm excited for him to be in this venue, excited for him to take on a freaking giant like Mariusz Wach is. I think it's going to be a great fight.
And you look at the whole card over round, so obviously Aaron McKenna losing an opponent, Lima coming in, which is another great fight. Do you think this is a sort of sack card all round with so many good fights through the bill? Obviously Caroline Dubois back out again.
It's a full international card. We have Argentina, we have Portugal, we have Colombia, we obviously have England, we have Ireland who trains the United States. It's an international card. And BOXXER, I think, has done a great job of keeping this card together. There's a lot of good fights on here. A lot of undefeated guys. McKenna undefeated. Lima undefeated. We got Caroline Dubois stepping up against a South American champion. Look, these are the types of cards for these young prospects where they can really elevate their competition, and we're going to see it. Mariusz Wach, former Polish heavyweight champion, fought some amazing guys. This is a great step up for Frazer. I think BOXXER's done a really, really good job of setting their guys up to get some important experience tomorrow night.
100%. I did want to just touch on a little bit. I know we didn't sort of speak post-fight, but Bournemouth, where it all started for you, and another special night there. Sort of, how did you sort of sum up that whole night under the sun at Bournemouth Stadium? A big one for you, sort of. Must have been special being the MC for that.
Well, Bournemouth now, I've done 3 shows. My first show was Liam Smith's first show in Bournemouth with BOXXER, after he signed with BOXXER. Second show was Liam Smith in December. And then third was Liam Smith winning a world title. So it's been cool, just speaking personally, it's been cool being able to see BOXXER's journey in Bournemouth, being able to see Liam Smith's journey. Look, BOXXER said when they got Liam Smith that other promoters didn't really want to take him to Bournemouth. BOXXER said, no, let's do it. And they put on 3 amazing sellout shows, including a stadium show where he won the world title. And now the Cruiserweight division's really heating up. Opataya, Riakpor's being rumored now. Maybe able to, if Riakpor wins, maybe get a Liam Smith rematch. The Cruiserweight division is the division. You look at the guys like Vidal Riley, who's not a top 5 cruiserweight, but his fighting on this card is bringing a ton of attention to the division. I think the Cruiserweight division is unbelievable right now. Now you're hearing about Badu Jack maybe fighting Canelo. Listen, man, for so long the Cruiserweight division was kind of like skipped over a little bit. Now, all of a sudden, the Cruiserweight division is one of the hottest divisions in boxing. I love it.
I was going to say, when we talk about the cruiserweights, the people that sort of hold all the cards, cruiserweight probably out of every country, it's thriving the most in the UK. That's not disrespecting every other countries. And everyone holding them cards are BOXXER, because it's not just, as we said there, it's not just Crispin and Smith. It's not just Okoli or Riakporhe. We look at Isaac Chamberlain, Mikhail Lawal. That's another big fight that potentially could add. So you look at it and look, they're holding all the cards to the chest.
Look, BOXXER is building its roster, right? I love it. I love to see BOXXER developing. 50 Cent once said, hate it or love it, the underdog's on top. And BOXXER's building its roster now. It's amazing to see how much we've grown so quickly. I mean, BOXXER's really only been in business now on a broadcast level for 18 months or so. We got world champions coming up. We've had amazing shows. I mean, I've been able to be a part of Shields Marshall. I've been able to part of Smith Eubank. I was a part of. I miss Com Brook, but it's been amazing to see these shows develop. And we got some big ones in the pipeline. And I don't want to give any information away, but some of the shows we're working on are awesome. And it's cool that we have this show tomorrow that focuses more on the prospective talent. And BOXXER marches on.
I was gonna say, we just mentioned Savannah Marshall there. We'll touch on now on Manchester. Back out in Manchester, obviously, we've also been unlucky at that with a lot of sort of fight pullouts there, but still we see Savannah Marshall headline against Franchon Crews-Dezurn, another great fight as it goes on as we roll into the summer.
Well, I mean, look, it's unfortunate that Smith Eubank had to be postponed. Smith suffered an injury. It is what it is. Can't control that. But the fact that we have an undisputed title fight on a BOXXER fight night on Sky, I mean, what more do you want? Savannah Marshall now gets a chance to avenge her loss against Clarissa, fight one of Clarissa's friends for all the belts. We just saw Clarissa go to America and headline another show. I think that rematch, we very easily could see it. I think it would be even bigger the second time, and that's an unbelievable comp. And when the first one broke Sky viewership records, I mean, that first one, we had 2 million viewers just in the UK alone, and Clarissa was the A-side. So we probably had 4 or 5 million viewers worldwide, and now we possibly have a chance to have that rematch. But it all starts with Savannah and Franchon for an undisputed title on BOXXER Fight Night on Sky Sports in Manchester. Man, it's amazing what we've been able to create so far.
Well, we'll definitely be catching up in Manchester. Big Mo, I wanted to say thank you for your time, mate. Always appreciate it, and it's good to chat to you, man. Good to see you again, and good to see you over this way.
Hey,
thank you, mate.
Thank you, Lewis Hart. Thank you, Boxing Social. Make sure you follow Boxing Social. Follow myself, follow BOXXER. I'll see you tomorrow night live from York Hall.
Top man. Thank you, mate.